Okay, so we're going to be looking at absolute value inequalities. And now what you'll notice is the fact that this is an absolute value and there's an inequality. So what I have to do first is I want to get my absolute value entirely by itself. And at the moment, what's blocking us is we have this -5 here, and we have a 3 timesing to it. So I'm going to get rid of the 5 first, and add it to this side, and then I'll add it to that side. So I have 6 is less than or equal to absolute value of 3x plus 1 times 3. Okay, now I have that 3. I need to get rid of it. I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. That's gone, and I have 2 is less than or equal to absolute value 3x plus 1 absolute value. Okay, so now I have it almost in the right form, but it's easier for me to look at it with the absolute value first, so I'm going to rewrite my equation, or my inequality, this way. It's the same thing, I just flipped it around. Okay, so now I'm able to look at this easier. And I'm going to use my little way to remember things, goal. Goal tells me if it's greater than, I'm going to use or, and if it's less than, I'm going to use and. Now in this case, I have my absolute value is greater than 2. So I know I'm going to use the or statement. So I'm going to write or first, and then I'm just going to copy this directly down here without the absolute value signs. And I have 3x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2. Now when I recopy it, I'm going to switch the inequality sign and negate the number. Okay, and now I'm going to start solving this. Okay, I'm going to add -1 to that side, so I have 3x is greater than or equal to 1. Dividing by 1, I have x is greater than or equal to 1 over 3. Since this was not a negative number, I don't need to switch the inequality sign. Now looking at this one, I need to subtract a 1, and I don't need to switch the inequality sign because I'm not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. Then I have 3x is less than or equal to -3. Dividing by 3, I get x is less than or equal to -1. Okay, so now I'm going to want to graph these things. Let me fix that there. Okay. So on my graph, that was an ugly graph. I'm just going to put -1 there, 1/3 there. Okay. Now, or statements tend to be going away from each other, so that'll just help me as I'm graphing. Now I look at this, I see that x is greater than or equal to 1 over 3. Okay, so it's greater than and equal to, so equal to means I'm going to fill in this little bubble. Now this one is x is less than or equal to -1. So less than, it's going to go that way, and equal to, I'm going to fill that bubble in. Now for our interval notation, I just read this off. I see I'm hitting -infinity. I use the parenthesis because you just can't touch -infinity. Comma, I go along and then I hit -1. Now I see that full dot, so I'm going to use my bracket. Nothing here, so I'm going to use union, and then I start again at 1/3, bracket, because it's a filled in dot, comma, and then I just go on to infinity. And there you go.